अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी, मैं हूं एहसन एजाज़ और मैं फास्ट यूनिवर्सिटी बैच 2020 का स्टूडेंट हूं। आज फिर आपके साथ हाजिर हूं एक नई वीडियो के साथ। तो वीडियो स्टार्ट करने से पहले एक बार अपने आज के टॉपिक का ओवरव्यू कर लेते हैं जी। आज का हमारा जो टॉपिक है वो जी डीएनए फोरेंसिक। आज की वीडियो में हम जानेंगे जी व्हाट इज़ डीएनए एंड टाइप्स ऑफ डीएनए फोरेंसिक। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं अपनी ये वीडियो। In this lesson, student will learn some basic techniques used during DNA forensic investigations and then apply their understanding to try and solve a mystery involving a missing jersey. Student being the lesson by making observation in their student guide that are related to the images here in the lesson slide. Then they begin exploring the relationship between DNA variations, restricting enzyme and gross gel electrophoresis. Next, depending on how you are like to pace your lesson, student on use the vocabulary guide embedded in our lesson plan to introduce or review key concepts. So next, student review the case of the missing basketball jersey, then walk through the step and some short video showing how they might do the forensic investigation. For this case, student then review and analyze the DNA evidence produced from this case. Lastly, student write a claim, evidence and resolving to support their conclusion about the missing jersey. They can do some additional reading on the scientific background involved in DNA forensic. So let's move. When I do this lab in the class, what are some types of forensic evidence, and I am going to list some here. You may be able to come up with some different ones on your. You can think about them. If you are waiting live and you want to include them in the chat, feel free, but I am just going to list out some of the most common answers I get in my lesson. So some types of forensic evidence that might be recorded at a crime scenes are fingerprints. That is usually one of the most common answer. I get blood paraphrase from a victim or paraphrase during fiber. A thing left from bite of the clothing if someone got so their clothes snagged on something or something like that. Footprint or shoe print, so similar to fingerprint but left by somebody footprints and somebody shoes. Bits of hair may be left at a crime scenes. Body fluids other than blood be left at a crime scenes. So weapon might be left at the crime scenes, sometimes not, but maybe and there may be skin cells from somebody's hand and finger. If they were not wearing gloves and they were touching a weapon or something else at the crime scene, so usually at this point I also would ask fingerprints in often the first thing people come up with. So just why do you think fingerprints are good evidence for an investigation into a crime? And usually I hear back well, there are unique to use, right? So everybody has a different fingerprints, so we can identify whoever left that fingerprints behind. Now it's important to remember when we are thinking about forensic evidence, so that just becomes someone left or any of these other types of evidence in the list does not mean that they committed a crime. It just means that they were there. That would be one piece of evidence that investigators would use in order to help figure out what happened. All right, so fingerprints are good evidence because they are unique to each person. Sometimes they might be difficult because wherever someone was wearing gloves, or also if as they were touching something they had moved to their hands, the fingerprints might be here to actually get a nice clear fingerprints. So let's talk about some of these other types of evidence that I have highlighted here in red. Blood sometimes here depending on how the hair was left at the scene. Sometimes other body fluids and the skin cells. What do these things all have in a common? If you think about it, these things all have in common that they might be a source of DNA. Now, like I said, for hair it depends on how the hair was left at the scenes of the crime. It has to have a little of that skin tag left on it to really recover usable DNA, but it might. And so if we were able to get some of these things, we might be able to identify DNA that was left by someone who was at the crime scenes.